Okay, introduction, how I do feeding. I was requested to do a feeding day, so I'm going to try and shoot a full feeding day. I have one small rat and two weaned rats here. I have 4 snakes, so you're probably a little confused on that, but I will cover that a little later on. I do it a little differently. My snakes can't seem, at least one of them cannot stand wet prey, so I use standard sandwich bags. Put them in, as much as I can jam in here, which in this case is the weans in one and a small in the other. Let them thaw like that out in the open, or occasionally I'll put them in warm water this way. And eventually, once they're finally thawed, like they are now, the one thing I do, since I have a picky feeder on the small rat, which is Lucky, I go ahead and add them to warm water. So I have a little Tupperware container here, disposable thing, with as hot as it can get tap water. And all I do is just splash and drop them in here. Make a nice mess. Usually doing this in a sink. Set them up so they are in but yet dry. Normally I have a little more water doing this in the sink, and then put the cover over the top of it, sealing the edge of the bag so they can sit in here and get as close to the temperature of the water. Do this for a couple minutes, and eventually, usually you have nice piping hot rats. Yum. And that's the first step. A little different than most, as I said, unfortunately, due to the fact of a picky animal that can't take them wet. Little bugger. That's step 1. Okay, step number 2, feed Lucky. Now this is going to be, unfortunately, rather dark. Lucky won't eat with the lights on. Just annoying. But he will eat with that red light on. And occasion, he hasn't eaten in 3 weeks, mostly due to a shed and refusing the meal beforehand. So I am hopeful he will eat. Now the reason earlier I mentioned I only do have 3 rats defrosted is if Lucky doesn't take his small rat, it is Inara's, since she is eating them. But if he goes after it in any way, shape, or form, I can easily go back, pull another small rat out, and thaw it for Inara, and she doesn't know. After all, a rat is a rat. Just, one advantage of having 2 animals that are eating the same thing. On the other hand, the Woma pythons, I don't think they ever refuse a meal, so can thaw theirs right away. So we are good to go. We have a nice warm rat. Let's see here. Now let's bring Lucky into the light. And little bugger saw me peeking in on him. So he is now hidden. And there he is. His head is on the far right hand side of the plant. We'll put him back in the shade. Oh, this may take some time, may take some editing. He has usually an interest in a lot of rat dance before he becomes interested in eating. So yeah, this is a bad sign. Yes. Not even has the tongue going yet. There's a little flick. He is so easily scared. Poor little guy. Well, warmed up the rat. It has been 2 hours now, of which the first 40 minutes was with the lights going on and off, and obviously having him a little spooked. But he is really showing absolutely no interest in this rat for whatever reason. And, it's not the first time he's done this to me before. But I'm going to give him one more chance, see if I can get an attempt to get him feeding on camera, or get him feeding at all this time. But I am guessing he's not going to be interested. But I've been surprised before, so let's open up and see if he's come out at all. And he has not. In fact, he's just shrugged away. So unless we get really lucky here, I don't think he's gonna bite. Nope, he just pulled back. He has become, for whatever reason, afraid of this rat, and it's just not in the mood to feed right now. So we're going to leave him alone. Did not get him on camera, just another little failure attempt at it, but I also don't think he's going to feed tonight. So this rat will go to Inara. We'll start that in a second. Okay, feeding Inara. She's just started into shed mode, little pink belly going on. I wasn't certain whether or not she'd be hungry, but as soon as I turned on the light for her cage this time period, she popped right out and had that "I'm ready to eat something" look. So I went through a different method for warming up her rat. I didn't have one ready. Lucky actually ate his, so there's no leftovers. This one I actually just dumped straight into very warm water just to get it, very warm tap water, just to get it warmed up and thawed as quickly as possible. It's thawed, it's actually nice and warm. It's wet. Lucky won't eat wet at all. Lucky barely eats anything anyways. I've not really tried this with the Womas yet to see how they feel about a wet rat. It's not, I guess actually it's still soaking wet. Just came out of the water, so let's see how Inara feels about it. I'm about to open the door, the second door on the side. You see her head moving, and she's staring at my hand. So, we have one very wet little rat coming in, and see if we can get it on the beak. Oh yeah, no problem with it being wet. With that strike, I am going to reposition the camera.